Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have something special coming in through the Apex Pass Around. This is actually coming in from Thomas over at Blade Centered. He checked this knife out right before me, but let's take a look. Alright, today I'm opening up my box with my ProTech Cambia. This was a Blade Show Atlanta pickup. Not technically at Blade Show Atlanta, but post Blade Show Atlanta. Alright, let's get into this box here. Alright, so this is a knife from Tuya. They were at Blade Show Atlanta. True knife enthusiast. I don't know if it says, alright, so this is the Persia, NH Persia. Number 2, I guess, S90V titanium handles. Let's take a look at this. I think this is a little bit of a premium knife. All right, thank you for choosing Tuya knife in your collection. Enjoy. Talks a little bit about Tuya knife dealers. All right, so it does come with a fancy leather pouch. That's interesting. Comes with some hardware and a screw. This looks a little fancy, if you ask me. Let's take a look here. Oh yeah, definitely have some fancy stuff going on there. All right, kind of a stone washed. Oh, it's an integral. First of all, that's what I noticed. Looks like, is that Timascus or is it crystal tie? That looks like it might be crystal. Does it say? It doesn't say. Just gonna see if it has anything on there. No, it doesn't say, but I think that's crystal titanium. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Look at that. Yeah, I think that's crystal titanium for sure. Okay. And it looks like it might be around the pivot collar as well. Very cool. It is dead nut centered. I love the integral. Okay. Kind of a sharp tippy point. It's been rounded, so that's good. It used to be, the thing about Tuya, whenever I'd get a knife, it'd be so sharp. Now it's a little sharp down here, which is a bummer for me. It's always something that can be a deal breaker, because ergonomics is a huge deal for me. We'll have to do the squeeze test here in a little bit. So it's about, it looks like it's not too small, but not too huge. All right, it looks like it's a flipper only, so let's see. Here we go. All right, looks like we have a clip point with a swedge on top. Pretty flat, no recurve, thank goodness. I'm not a recurve fan. I don't know if that's Cerakoted or DLC, I can't tell. You do have a steel bar over travel stop, but is that over travel stop? Hold on, we gotta see. Get a little flashlight here. Is there an over travel stop in there? I can't quite tell. Okay, there's no over travel stop behind the pivot. Okay, couldn't tell. So I knew it stopped. I just want to make sure, because sometimes you got to be careful with that. I like the little milling here, micro milling. It's kind of nice. There's no micro milling on here, but it's interesting how they got that almost Timascus looking crystal tie sort of clip. That is unique. I don't know if that's layers of Timascus that's crystallized. I don't know. Not exactly sure how even crystal tie is made, but it almost looks like Timascus, crystallized Timascus. I don't know if there's such a thing, but that sure is what it looks like. S90V, which is nice. No sharp edge up there. That's nice. Jimping. Functional, but not overly aggressive. The edges are there. They're not crazy sharp like they're going to cut you, but they're not soft. I will say that. It is nice and rounded there. Unfortunately, that does dig in right there when you squeeze over here. That immediately digs in. Now, because it's a darker color, in order to fix that, I would have to file that down. And that would really look not so good with this finish on the handle. So I would only want to get one that was like a real plain nude titanium, so I could fix all of that. Because that's too sharp, that's too sharp, that's too sharp. That's totally uncomfortable. This is a little pokey. Not the most comfortable. This is doable. This would be an issue. It's a little sharp right here. That's really sharp. Okay, so that's really sharp right there. I think it's almost scratched the nail sharp. Let's see. Yeah, it takes off a nail. So it's, why does that matter? Some of you guys may not care about that. It matters to me because if you use a knife hardwise, you fidget with it or you use it a lot, eventually that's going to be something, even if you have calluses, it's going to cut through. it will cut through eventually. All right, so we do have a little cutaway relief. Is it? Nope, it looks pretty even there. Let's see how easy is it to get to. Oh, it's pretty stiff. Yeah, that's a pretty stiff lock bar. I would have to loosen that because I don't have a whole lot of room for a big old meaty finger. It's kind of limited room in there. This is where a really nice little extra cutaway would really go a long way. At least more cutaway here, more chamfering would be really helpful. It's not quite, to me, it's not quite adequate. It's made for like itty bitty fingers, and so this kind of rules me out. It's a beautiful knife though. It's a lot of aesthetics that I really like about it. It's just got a couple small finishes that I think could make this a really pristine knife. I think this is supposed to be kind of like a higher end knife. I don't know exactly the cost. I'll have a link for it down in the description, but it has potential. It definitely has potential, but sadly, there's a couple small touches that really help it go over the top. I do like that action. Let's see, where do we clear the detent? So we clear the detent right there. So we drop, catch it on the flipper, which is nice. So we can drop there and then close, which is always nice for fidgeting. You want to be able to clear that detent. But man, that lock bar after a while, it's really stiff. Really stiff. All right, any blade play? No, it's in there. Ooh, yeah, I can feel that right there. It's already starting. I can feel little things that would make me immediately like, nope, not a keeper. I can feel that edge over here, left-handed. Yeah, ergonomics is a very big deal for me. May not be to you, and that's fine. So if those things don't matter, you know, take this with a grain of salt. If these things don't matter to you, I have noticed personally, I pull out a knife that I enjoy carrying. And it's usually because it's comfortable, it's fidgety, there's nothing that's uncomfortable. But when I start finding little spots that constantly dig in, make it uncomfortable, at some point, that spot becomes red, it becomes a blister, it becomes uncomfortable after a while. I don't like to fidget with it, even though it feels like it should fidget with it like this. And then you just kind of stop using it, right? Like right here, I'm closing it. That edge digs right into the really soft part of my meat of my thumb here. This little edge is really digging in. It's not comfortable for me to close it left-handed because I have to really get my thumb over here, and I push down here and that digs in. And it's a small detail. Some people don't think it's a big detail, but it really is. I mean, just chamfer your really sharp corners. I mean, because, let me see, is that sharp enough to get, yeah, sharp enough to get a little bit of a nail. Yeah, definitely sharp enough to get a nail, which is unfortunate. Just a pretty knife. It has a lot of potential. Just a small couple of finishes. And I could normally deal with this, but with this kind of finish, there's no way I could do that. I would totally ruin the knife. I would expose it all. I'd have to like Zerk blast it or something, get rid of all the finish that's on here. I don't know what you call this. This looks like a finish of some kind. It's kind of dark. It's not your typical titanium lighter finish that you would see on a knife, right? Definitely a darker finish. I don't know if you call it, I don't know if that's a dark Zerk blast or something. I don't know. But definitely digs in. So a little sharp right there. I do like this right here. It's definitely, you can do light switch. You can do the push button. That's a really nice flipper. Really nice flipper. Yeah, really nice flipper. I mean, it's just fix that, fix these two things. I don't think this is a prototype. I think this is a production release. So for me, this kind of puts it out. I would look for a version 2 if they had it, and hopefully they would fix these little touches. These are the things that set you apart. If this is supposed to be like a premium knife, and you want premium prices, you want people to really go head over heels on this one. Gotta finish. There's a little, just small finishes that have to be touched. It's so close, you know. So really close. This, I mean, even this is much softer than this is, and then this is. I mean, they took care of it right here. So I know they know how to do it, right? And then this small little lock bar. It's just not made for big old meaty fingers. This is like, it's like a knife that's just doesn't like big meaty fingers. Big hands, big fingers. It's like, nope, this is for small fingers. This is a small finger only knife. It's a beautiful knife though. I mean, it fits my hand. It would be a great knife to carry and to use. I do like it. So let's take a look at it. We'll zoom in a little bit. Take a look at some of those details I'm talking about. Does have a nice wedge, does have a little clip point there, kind of pops up a little bit. It's not quite a Persian because this is a flat on the belly, comes around. I would definitely consider this a clip. I don't know if, because this goes higher, is that a buoy? I don't know. I don't know what the rules are. Tuya Knives, their little logo. I love this kind of a clip. You do have a specialized tool. Let's see if I can get that tool out. So there's this specialized tools that you can use over here to unlock. So this is the captive pivot. It's a very cool pivot. I do dig that. I think that's really nice. That's really nice. I love the integral handle. I think it's gorgeous. Simply stunning. Beautifully done. I love all this back part here. All that stuff. It's just so nice. It's just, to me, it's just a shame, right? Just a shame. Just my personal two. Ergos are very important to me. Not just looks. I mean, looks are gorgeous. This, wow. This, wow. Simply wow. Okay. This even, wow. Nice touch. Integral back here, wow. Nice and smooth here, nice. Jimping here, nice. Absolutely stunning. Lock bar engagement, we are at a good 30% in there. Solid, no play. No pivot lash, no blade play. Let's do we have any pivot lash? No. Any pivot play? No. So, and then we hear the detent. Oh, let's come back to the detent. And look at inside, there's no weight relief, so it is an integral. You don't really get to do the weight relief when it's an integral, so you're gonna have some weight. Typically, the only way you do that is make thinner scales. And I like what they did here. I think it's nice. I do not hate this. I love how it's a little deeper, wider milling you have to get in order to soften that. When you get a very tight line here, you don't get a chance to soften this. And so they did do that. You can see that's nicely softened, which I think is great. I love this clip. It's beautiful. Just fix that. Man, that's just so close. But just simply stunning. I think that's absolutely gorgeous. It's like that underneath. And I love this pivot inlay. It's captive pivot or whatever you want to call it. I think it's an inlay. It looks more like an inlay. It's not really a pivot collar. This would be more of a pivot collar, I think, on this side. Still beautiful, by the way. Yeah, love this. Chamfering's really great here. Just really great. And then you have like no cutaway, right? And you just have this minimal chamfering here, which you can see my finger. I can't even get like a third or quarter of my finger into that. And then that lock bar is really stiff. I don't know if you can see that. So look at my finger. See how white it turns right there? Because I'm pushing really hard and it's digging in. You can see that's that's the part of my finger I can get in it. So it's made for smaller fingers. It's not really conducive to big meaty fingers. So just something that's a bummer because it's so close. If you could just open that or maybe do a little cutaway here. I'm fine with it not being even. Some people are like, oh, there's got to be perfectly even or it's got to have symmetry. I get that. I get if you want symmetry. Sure, make it an inset liner lock if that's your big deal. But if you're gonna do frame lock, man, do a little cutaway. Give me a little room for the big fingers. Help out the big guys who want to buy this knife, who like the knife, right? I like it. Now the other thing here, this little sharp right here, that's unfortunate because I don't know if I can get it. It's kind of hard to show. But yeah, there it is. So you can see that. It's a little sharp right there. If we just fix that little edge. So a little quick chamfering here. I mean, just a little buff, a little sanding, whatever. A little buffing right here, right? I mean, you did this part really well. Just fix this edge. Fix this edge right here. Super sharp. Fix these corners right here. These corners are just ridiculously sharp. Too sharp, right? I love the flipper. I love the jimping. Even up here, look at that beautiful chamfering. Do you see that? Chamfered gorgeously. I mean, I know they can do this. You see that? I know they can do that. If you can chamfer that, there's other parts you can chamfer. And I'm telling you, this will make this knife pop. This will make this knife, it just will have the little touches that will set it apart. Absolutely set it apart. Now, I don't know. Sometimes I wonder, do people not want to do that because they don't want it to be like too close to a custom or something? I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of, but I've seen other production knives do it. So I don't believe that. I love the flat grind. It's not super thick, but it's not super thin. Definitely gonna come up to a little robust tip. We'll definitely get into your, pokey into your dog food, cat food, fertilizer, mulch, cases of water, Amazon boxes, right? Definitely will do that. I like the full one-piece construction. Again, this is impressive. This is impressive. This right here, the chamfering is impressive. The blade itself is impressive. The jimping on here is really impressive. I really like that. They've really come a long way. They used to be super sharp on their blades, so I really do appreciate that. Love the edge. The edge looks pretty consistent actually on both sides. Yeah. Looks very consistent on the tip as well. Looks very evenly sharpened. It sure does, doesn't it? Yeah, really nicely done. I like that. Engagement is solid. Very solid in there. All right. A lot of positives, just a few key negatives that will make me, I mean, I'll tell you what, if they had, if there's more room here, or it wasn't this color, there was more room here, there's no sharp point here, there's no sharp point here, there's no sharp point here, right? And you had a little more room here, either cut away or just a little wider, whatever, anything, right? This sticks up just a little bit, maybe even like take this and let it go up, I don't know. Any of those things. And then the little clip right here was just a little bit more rounded, not only on the edges here, right, but also on the tip, just a little rounded. Then this thing, I would be getting it. Absolutely get it, because I love this knife. I mean, the flipper is fantastic. Really is. Really is. Has a nice flip, nice action. I like the tuning already. Tuning's great as far as the action for the flipper. Now, as far as I would probably lighten this just so I can get my finger in there comfortably, because half an hour with this knife, just flipping it, I'd be done. I'd put it away and I would be done with it. So that's just the truth. That's just the honest to God truth on this knife. Beautiful knife otherwise though. Do like it. Has a lot of potential. Like I said, I think this is a production release. I don't think this is a prototype. If it is, I will make a mention of it, but I think it's a production release. So definitely cool knife. We'll do a review, try to handle it a little bit. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have the same impressions of it. You know, I'd like to be proven wrong as I handle it, but we'll you know, this is just a first impression, first experience with it. Sometimes that changes after you handle it for a little bit, so I will try to do that. Already starting to feel that might be a little sharp right there. Yeah, that should be chamfered a little bit. Okay, yeah, we'll definitely have a full impressions, full review of this. All right. Let me know if you guys have this knife. If it's a production release and you guys already have it, let me know what you think about it. Your first impressions. Am I off my rocker? Do you disagree? Which is fine, right? We don't have to agree. I may make some things important that are not important at all to you, and that's okay. That is okay. That's how we enjoy and experience knives differently. I'm totally fine with that, man. I just know that. So. Well, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting that like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button as well. Subscribing and liking the channel, it really helps me out. Allows me to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So a big thank you to all of you out there who watch the content, the videos, the live streams, who part of the community. Thank you very much. I appreciate you guys so much. Just want you to know that. A big, huge thank you. Also, a big shout out to my channel members. Oh, I forgot to mention. Hey, if you haven't already, hit that notification button down there below so you can be notified of future videos like this and other content. Because you sometimes may subscribe, you may watch, but you may not be notified. That way you can be notified when the videos drop. Just a cool little thing, if you haven't thought about it. I like to do that for channels I enjoy watching or listening to, right? So, you know, maybe you like my channel, maybe you don't. Maybe you don't want the notification on. Maybe you see too much of me and you need to turn that off. I don't know. There you go. I helped you out. But to my channel members, a big shout out, a big thank you. You do two amazing things for me. You encourage me. I don't do this full time, and you encourage me. You help me to remind me why I enjoy this and why I love this. So thank you. It really means the world to me. The other thing is because of your generous support, you allow me to do things I didn't think I would be able to do in this channel at this time. For instance, I can do the weekly budget banger giveaways. You help me, allow me to do that, so thank you. You allow me to check out knives where I can afford to ship them back and forth. Help me with some of the costs that incurred with this channel. I put every bit of money that I make in this channel back into the channel. I don't make anything off of this channel. Matter of fact, it's always I'm always in the red, if you will, so to speak, on this channel, but that's okay, because I love doing this, and I love knives, and someday, maybe we'll cover the cost of just the stuff here, and that would be cool. That would be simply cool. But I love the opportunity to get to check out knives, to see new knives, to experience new knives, to talk to people who make knives, who own knives. To me, that's the joy of it all. So thank you to you channel members out there. As a result of the two things you allow me to do, I want to do two things for you. Once, I want to give all new channel members a sticker, and I'll thank you note. So typically, that's 99% of the time when I say, hey, email me with your name and address so I can mail your channel sticker. The thing is, you got to be actively currently a member, and then you have also have not asked or received a channel sticker. 99% of the time, that's new channel members, right? But a lot of times it can be someone who was a member all along who just never asked, or someone who was a member and then became a member again. Any of you guys, as long as you're active, currently a member, you never asked or received a channel sticker, email me your name and address. I'd love to mail you the channel sticker, and I'll thank you note. Sincerely, I mean that. Secondly, for channel members, I also like you to know that I do a once a month members exclusive giveaway. So we do the Budget Banger giveaway for everybody, but then once a month, we'll have the Budget Banger giveaway, and then we'll have a second giveaway for members once a month. And that is usually something, nicer. Definitely something more than a Budget Banger. Something hopefully you would enjoy receiving or giving as a gift. It's my small way to say thank you to you guys, right? Because you guys are amazing. If any of that sounds exciting or interesting, I do have a link down below in the description for 3 different tiers of how to become a member. Would love to have you as a member, but please don't feel obligated. Don't ever feel like you must or anything like that. I want you to want to be a member. And if you decide to do that and you want to be a member, thank you. I'm humbled. I'm grateful. I'm blown away. Thank you. I really do mean that. But I don't want you to ever feel like that's a thing you have to do. Not my channel. Just enjoy the content. Enjoy the videos. If you want to support it, awesome. If you like the idea of a sticker, the special emojis that you get, the giveaways, special content, different things like that, hey, join away. I would be honored. Just wanted you to know that. If you haven't already, check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.